Welcome to the InfoMullet YouTube channel. If you enjoy this content, please like or share. And if you'd like to support the InfoMullet by becoming a mulleteer, visit us on Patreon. We appreciate your support. This is the forecast that we made if you remember back in early March, so March 2nd, I did my first projection of the COVID-19, and I wanted to go through an update to show where we're at, because now April is over. But what you can see here is that even with the big lockdown, we're probably on track for close to, I would say, 75, 80,000 deaths at least, maybe closer to 90 by May 15th. It depends on whether we continue to have this acceleration and what I'm calling wave 1.5. When we talk about waves and people bring up the Spanish flu and the cyclical pattern, they're usually talking about a pause of several months before a double hump formation that looks like, outbreak 1, pause, outbreak 2. Wave 1.5 is literally the wave that occurs if we reopen too soon, and the first wave isn't over, we just amplify it with the second wave. This is the daily death count. So every day, the number of deaths that are new that day. We talk about this double hump formation, and people are like, what are you talking about? Are you camels? What's going on? Well, I mean, you've got this rise here. So these are each day. The blue is the number of deaths that are attributed to that day. And then the red is a 5-day moving average that smooths it out and sees it. Well, you can see here, it's a little bit noisy, but you have the clear hump here in part because New York did a bunch of deaths, but this is also was a very high time. So you have a hump here and it began to decline in noisy data. And I was actually at this day here, I want to call it the 27th or so, there was actually under 1,000 deaths. And that was a big milestone because it was the first time since back in March, we had less than 1,000 deaths a day. And I was feeling pretty hopeful, but look at what's happened since then. We've had this rise in daily deaths right back up to 2,400, and we're still at the 2,000 a day. Now, sort of the nationalization of the deaths, it's no longer in New York is causing it, it's coming from multiple regions. If it was all just attributable to New York, and we were sort of past the New York cluster, we could, wipe our hands and kind of look about reopening. This is FEMA Region number 1. So this is the Northeast, home space of Massachusetts, right? Connecticut is blue, Massachusetts is gold, New Hampshire's green, Rhode Island and Vermont. Look at some of these rates here, though. Remember, New York was right around 6%. We are having Massachusetts and Vermont and Connecticut all getting up into those rates or exceeding it. This is FEMA Region 5. We are getting no discussion of the impact on the rural areas and the Midwest areas that maybe individually don't have super clusters or aren't high, but look at these death rates. We're talking, this is, by the way, this is Illinois is the light blue, Indiana's gold, Michigan is the green. Yeah, good time to be protesting, Michigan, Minnesota, Ohio, and Wisconsin. So all of these are now, again, that trend is going up. It's no longer just a New York phenomenon. It's no longer a question of, well, we did it, good job, we got the deaths to reduce, now we can reopen. We're still experiencing this. And I think if we reopen too soon, we're gonna simply create this double hump effect or a wave 1.5. And we're gonna see those death rates that are currently at 2,000 a day continue to stay at 2,000 a day, but it's not gonna be from one city like New York. It's gonna be from a host of cities that are large and small, elderly homes across the US, and it's gonna keep that thing going until we probably get to 75 or 100,000. And if we have a really bad sort of wave 1.5, we could easily push up to 120,000 deaths where, again, we were looking at a decline just a couple days ago, but it's already begun reversing. Thanks for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you'd like to follow the InfoMullet, visit us on Facebook or Twitter. And if you'd like notifications when we post new video content, click on the red subscribe button below the video. If you've ever wanted to become a mulleteer and support the InfoMullet, visit us on Patreon. We appreciate the support.